Hello and welcome back to Living Abroad. My name is Alex, and in this video, I'm going to tell you guys or talk about why Philippines is becoming a negative place. And when I say that, I don't really mean the Philippines as a country itself or the Filipino people. This title is referring to tourists, expats, and YouTubers, but mainly foreigners, basically. So that's what this video is going to be about. Let's say hello to everybody. We'll get started. And as usual, I'm going to answer all your questions. And it's going to veer off the topic 100%. So if you're here and you can see me and hear me, please let me know in the comment section. And once we get enough people on here, we'll go ahead and talk about it. We got Alfred in the house says, hi from Canada. Hello, Alfred. Nice to have you on the live stream once again. Let's go back up, and some people already answered or asked some questions, made some comments. Let's read them. Peter says, interesting. I didn't realize Philippines is negative or as much to foreigners, but I know Filipinos within their own have a lot. Had a Filipino girlfriend and then realized that they're really what's really going on. Yeah, so like I mentioned, this is not within the Filipino community. I don't have too much access to that culture, I guess, but just like any country, is going to be negative people. But I'm going to tell you guys my personal experience of why I made this video, several things that have happened to me or I've read about or saw, and also how I handle negativity and how you might as well do the same. And this doesn't necessarily apply only to the Philippines. This could be in your, work life, places like your friends at home, family members you're dealing with. Because you know what happens? People can really bring you down in this world. And as soon as you start doing a little bit better for yourself, or seem to be even happy as a person, people just can't stand to see that. Because you know why? A lot of people are miserable deep down, right? So, anyways, let's get into all that in a second. But let's say hello to everybody first. Neil says, all I can say is that negativity is contagious. So if someone is being negative to someone, that person can choose to dwell on it and become negative subconsciously, or let it go and remain positive. Excellent point, Neil. That's exactly true. Negativity can become very, very contagious, and it can really spread fast as well within your circle or within yourself as well. Not only just within your mind, but it can really affect you physically and mentally, emotionally. It can be really damaging to you. So, well said, Neil. He also says positivity is also contagious. And that's why you got to surround yourself with positive people, right? Just like successful people don't hang around with losers. That's just typically how it is. They hang around with successful people. Just like negative people hang around with negative people because they keep feeding each other on what they think is or perceive to be the case. Oh, by the way, guys, I've put the link to the channel membership. So if you guys want to see some behind the scene footage, some bloopers, a 1 hour video call with myself, a personal WhatsApp number, and much, much more, check out Living Abroad membership. Memberships. My voice just cracked. I became a teenager immediately. Anyways, check out memberships. Alfred says all good with the audio. Excellent. James Nixon says hello. Hello, James. Philip Massey's here. How's it going, Alex? Loud and clear. Awesome. John's here. Hello, John. Hi, Alex. The title of the video is not correct grammatically. I'm sure it is not. This was just probably for the YouTube algorithm to pick up. Why the Philippines is Let's see what you mean. I'll fix that. I didn't realize. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Bob says, hi, Alex. Thanks for the live stream. My pleasure, Bob. Thank you for being here. You guys can ask all your questions, comments. We'll get into this. I'll tell you guys my experience with negativity within the recent past. Well, kind of not really, but it's kind of really piling up, so I thought I'd talk about it in a second. DG, hello everyone. How's Palm doing? We miss her from New Orleans, Louisiana. Thanks, Alex. Palm is doing great. I miss her too, so she's around somewhere. She's in Thailand. Philip Massey says, I must admit that I need to train my mind to stay positive, especially when things aren't going well. Yes. So before we continue, Tobias says, my first live stream, I made it. Thank you, Tobias, for being here and wanting to be here for a while, but finally making it to a live stream. So let's address Philip's comment, and I'll get into my personal stuff. That's right, exactly, right? So you have to train yourself. You cannot allow people to affect you as a person. There's nobody in this world important enough that should affect you as a human being, except for maybe your parents or your loved ones, like people that are in your immediate circle. And those people, trust me, if you're in the right circle, don't want anything bad for you. And if they do want something negative for you, then maybe they should be out of that circle of like your close friends or even family. Guys, family is blood, of course, I understand, but doesn't mean you have to keep them around 24/7 and feed into the negativity, because it can really affect you as a human being and how you basically go about your day even, right? So Billy says, have you been to Mandawi City? Yeah, I mean, not for anything specific. Just check out some small plazas and malls. Now, let's get into what I'm talking about. I made a list here, so we got about 40 people here. Um, oh, by the way, thank you so much, Matthew. Thank you for that super sticker. Much appreciated. Yeah, guys, so if you find this video stream informative, anything like that, feel free to use the super chat, super stickers to ask your questions. I would love to answer them. So the first time I felt or was aware of any negativity when it came to me personally in the Philippines was actually last year before I left the Philippines for the first time. I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw a picture of myself in a, uh, I mean, I'm like, what is that? And I remember because it wasn't my thumbnail, but it was my face. And somebody had made a video directly about me saying why Alex ran away back to Canada. I'm like, what is this guy talking about? So I watched the video, and this guy, he could not stop just like saying lies. I don't even know why he would make a video like that. He's saying how he's running away from the country, from the law. He's not even Canadian, or like I don't know what he's doing, but he's failing. He's gonna get arrested by immigration, Bureau of Immigration. So the whole video was just like complete made up. And I'm just like, what is this man doing? So I could have easily commented or responded or whatever, but I just like, I can't. You can't have a proper conversation with someone that's so far out to like, I don't know. You must have mental issues or something. Anyway, so I'm like, forget this dude. So I completely ignored it, and that was the first time I experienced it. And I'm just like, it was just like really surprising to me how someone could make an entire video based off on such lies. I mean, it's not even like, I don't know. It was just so weird. It was just like I clearly stated why I was going back to Canada. Anyways, and I made live streams from Canada. It's like, anyways, I didn't have to prove myself to him, but I simply ignored it. But that was the first time I experienced someone being so, I don't know. I don't know what that is. If someone could explain to me where someone might get that, is it just simply for views, for using my name to get like, maybe it is, but I mean, I'm not that big. Why not use somebody else's name if that's really what he wants to do? I don't know. Van and Joe's Life Adventures. Hey, Alex, don't let negative things get to you. There are so much things to be thankful for here in the Philippines. Just be yourself and enjoy your life here. Absolutely, Van. You're exactly right. I don't. Honest to God, negativity does not affect me and my like emotions in any way. I'll tell you guys why I made this video and why I sometimes might even respond to a comment or two. Usually when it's like a clear lie about me where it's not true, someone that says something directly discrediting me for doing something. So for example, one time I made an entire video because somebody said that the street interviews were not genuine and they were scripted. I'm like, really, bro? Scripted? That's what you're gonna say about this video? So it was a good opportunity for me to showcase how beautiful the Philippines people are, how kind they are. So I took that and like kind of spun it into my own advantage by showing everybody that this guy's full of it and the people of the Philippines are amazingly friendly. Steel City TV. Good evening, morning, everyone. 9:06 p.m. Good evening, Steel City TV. Guys, check out Steel City TV's YouTube channel. He's putting in some hard work trying to get that going. So if it's something you're interested, check out his content. Van and Joe's Life Adventure says, I've noticed a lot of expats fight against each other. Aha. So here comes the next thing. So let me drink some of this. This is my coffee. I woke up a little late today, but I just needed some boost. Speaking of expats, right? Let's go ahead and talk about. Okay, one thing for me, I don't really usually follow other YouTube channels. I maybe subscribe to them to support them, but I don't follow every single video they post and they put out. And it seems to me a lot of the older guys, the expats that live here, have some kind of drama within each other, within their own communities. And a lot of times that becomes a very toxic environment. And what I mean by that is like, for example, one of the guys, apparently, I don't know the facts, what I've heard, he dated an 18-year-old, flew to a different city, took her virginity and just basically left her. So that kind of thing, obviously shouldn't be doing, first of all. Second of all, it makes everybody look bad or whatever. And it was just like, what do you, anyway, so that kind of creates that, I don't know, everybody's going to have an opinion on it, right? So then other people start making videos about that. And then we have someone else, for example, that also mentioned me in their video, had a list of their, what they think of the 25 YouTubers in the Philippines. And once again, in this list, he goes on about saying things that are not factual. I don't care if somebody doesn't like me. People don't like you. That's fine. Not everybody needs to be your friend. But to go ahead and like lie about that kind of stuff, I could have made a video. I could have responded. I just let it go. I don't care. It's like, I just let it roll off my back. It's not going to bother me. But this guy was talking about how any chance I get, I tell people I'm Canadian. Well, first of all, I am. Second of all, it's something to be proud of. It's a flex. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I be? I'm proud of it. And you know what? Third of all, 99% of the people I talk to, the first thing they ask me after my name is, where are you from? So when I mention I'm Canadian, is to get rid of the whole line of questioning and go directly into talking to them about my topic. So when I talk to them, that's what I do. That's why I talk about, hey, I'm Alex, I'm from Canada, I'm a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. A 10-second introduction. I've streamlined my questioning for the viewers to get all the things they want to hear about, not from my perspective, but from the interviewee's perspective. So anyways, so all these things. And one more thing. He mentioned that before I left the Philippines, I was smart enough. I saw the future and I said, I'll be back in case my shit doesn't work out. And I came back only for the views. I'm like, buddy, that was a year ago. I left a year ago and I visited 7 or 8 different countries since then. And a lot of those countries, the views were not that good. And I still continue to travel. You know why? Because that's who I am. That's my passion. I travel first, then I make YouTube videos, right? So even right now, guys, surprise, I'm not in the Philippines. And my members of the channel know exactly where I am. So yeah, not everything I do is for the Philippines, right? So regardless, I'm like, first of all, the views were great in India. The views were great in Malaysia. You don't see me hanging around those countries for the views. And if the views were the only thing I was looking for, why did I leave in the first place? Why did I wait a year to come back? And all this stuff. So regardless, all this negativity, I just laugh most of the time. I don't respond to them like this guy's video that mentioned all that. So yeah, those are some things that happened to me directly. That's why I'm making this video too negative. Like, why did this guy feel the need to highlight 25 YouTubers and give his unwanted opinion about their channel? And a lot of times, from what I understand from the comments or whatever, this guy's not even accurate, but he's just assuming things. You should not just judge people based on your. I mean, you could judge them, but don't make it a public thing and pretend like you know what's going on. Anyways, Steel City TV, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. $10 from you, man. That's really thankful and helpful from you. Yeah, guys, this is a community. Instead of trying to be negative, earlier I mentioned about Steel City TV's YouTube channel. Did I have to? No, but why did I do it? Because he's been here for my live streams often. He's putting in the work. I know how much effort it takes to run these channels, and if we could all support each other, why not, right? So thank you again. Appreciate that, bro. Philip Massey says, the burden of being a rock star YouTuber, Alex. You made it to the top, brother. Yeah, that's the other thing. So as the channel's getting bigger and bigger, nearing 100,000 subscribers, many of my views in the Philippines, I've already crossed the 100,000 views mark. Guys, I don't want to boast about myself, but it's not easy to get a video to be recognized by YouTube and push to over 100,000 viewers. And it's not easy to get close to 100,000 subscribers, because anyone that's been into YouTube, they know how hard it is to roll. So you guys have been awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Sometimes I do these live streams just to connect with you guys. Like right now, I could be out there doing what I want to do. I didn't have to wake up early, set my alarm clock, have these bags under my eyes. But I know that this is a time that makes sense for a lot of people. It's when they finish work in the US and in the Western countries. So I'm here not just for myself to vent a little bit, but also for you guys, because you guys show me love, and I like to do the same. So let's go back to some of these questions, guys. Give me a second, I'll get to them. Van and Joe's Life Adventure says, especially on YouTube, don't let that get to you. Keep going, what you're doing. Oh, for sure. So for me personally, none of this affects me, but sometimes I have to correct people for saying stupid stuff, and everybody feels like a superstar or brave or a hero behind a keyboard. I guarantee you 99% of the comments online would not be said directly to my face in person. But I'd love to run into one of these guys that are talking this stuff and let's see what they say about me to my face. Because people are just much more brave behind a keyboard, and animosity, no, anonymity is what I'm trying to say, when nobody knows what their names are, right? John says, good morning, Alex. Have lived here for 14 years now. The only arguments I have seen is between two expats, never with Filipinos. Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing. I noticed one more time in the Philippines when I was there last week, something happened. Oh, like every time I have a bad experience when it comes to interviewing people, it's a foreigner. It's just a weird thing. It's a negative. I'm like, buddy, you're on vacation. Why are you so angry? Like, what are you upset about? A simple no is okay enough. You don't need to be rude or just the way they behave. Sometimes foreigners are just, it's embarrassing, man. Just relax, enjoy your time. You travel across the world to just like enjoy this beautiful country. Why are you so negative and dwelling on all these like stuff, man? Just get over it. Steel Bro City speaking facts, bro. Thank you. Matthew, I can't tell you where I am. I mean, I'll send you an email personally, but I thought, excuse me, I thought you're a member of the channel, no? I could have sworn you were because you're so generous throughout the live stream, so I figured you would. I will send you, Matthew, send me an email. I'll tell you directly where I am. This is just my, if I tell you guys, it's not fair for the members of the channel where I've announced yesterday. Those are only members knowing where I am now. I'm in a different country. Let's just say that. Okay, so, but if you guys want to know exactly where I am, send me an email to Talk Now Canada, or you can become a member of the channel to get regular status updates. That's one of the benefits because I tell people my status updates that I normally would not share with everybody on YouTube, just members only. Dari's here. Hey, Alex, I'm American and your neighbor. Of course, I stuck with you even during the short visits back home. Dari, I remember for sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support and the love. And I hope that you guys are watching this not mainly because of the Philippines, because I know a lot of us are interested in that, but whenever I travel to new countries as well, like, there's a lot of exciting things, and I try to do my best to highlight some of those things. And videos of this country coming up in the next few weeks. Why does this camera keep trying to zoom in and out? It's weird, trying to focus on my face. Yeah, all that stuff in the future. Van and Joe's life adventures, it's just so bizarre. My father, who is French, has been living here for 30 years now and never got into any drama. The secret? Avoid expat drama and fully embrace the Filipino culture. Well said. Van, excellent point. So I sometimes go out. Okay, I'm going to try to like, sorry guys. I'm going to see if the lighting is going to make a difference. With this camera's trying to keep like focus on my face for some reason, it can't pick up. Anyways, I sometimes come across the same group of expats sitting at the same spot whenever I do my stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times the conversation becomes negative very quick. And I just simply get up and say, enjoy your day, guys. I'll see you around. Now, I'm not gonna judge them based on what they talk about, but if I don't want to be a part of it, I simply remove myself from that conversation. I remove myself from that situation. I don't need to hear it. I have nothing to contribute, and I don't want to become something like that, for example. Hey, Matthew, thank you. So Matthew, thank you so much. Matthew's clicked on and became a member of the channel. So now Matthew, just simply go on members post and you'll see where I am. I've also posted a few pictures. I'm going to continue doing that as well. Thank you, Matthew. Let's go down to some more things and we'll talk about it. Kate. Hello, Kate. Hi. I think Flexi Kate. How flexible are you, Kate? I see you dancing a little bit in your picture. Kate, are you the first time joiner of the live stream? I don't think I've seen you here before. John Calder, if expats argue with each other, it's almost 100% political. Yeah, it's all politics, right? Especially, yeah, it can be. It's a lot of different opinions, of course. Oh yeah, don't forget, guys, you can have difference of opinion. It's fine to feel differently about each other. You don't have to all agree about the same thing, as long as you're having a civil conversation. Now that's going to kind of take me back to my next negative things that's going on YouTube with me directly. So a few days ago, I released a video called "How Do Filipinos Feel About Themselves?" or Filipinas rate themselves from 1 to 10. It was just a simple way of going out there, talking to some Filipino women, and asking them to basically judge themselves on their appearance, if they feel they're a 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. And I got the idea from TikTok. Whatever. I'm not a genius. Not every video comes from my mind. I obviously get inspiration from places, people, and no one has like the rights to any topic, So regardless, I made this video, and of course, by the time I released it, I guess another YouTuber made her video within 23 hours before I posted mine. And somebody's like, hey, you copied this person. I'm like, really? You think I copied this person? There's over 10 women on my video. It takes time to make these videos, edit these videos, post the video. And like, I don't understand where this logic comes from that you think I need to go ahead and copy somebody else. All you gotta do is look at the channel. I literally have hundreds of videos. I don't need to be copying people or if I did, I'll just say it. It's not something I'll be ashamed of or whatever. So it's just a weird thing. And so that kind of stuff usually I let go. But if it's like misinformation, I just kind of correct people once in a while. So that was another thing which I thought was funny. I'm like, I guess you clearly don't have any idea how much work goes into making a 15-minute long YouTube video interviewing 11 or 12 different women, and editing and posting and uploading takes time because the internet sometimes is crap, guys. So it takes hours sometimes to upload something. Anyhow, so that was another experience. Coffee's getting cold. I don't like it. I don't like it. Rick, I like your name. Good morning. Some people just like making drama. They do. It's funny. I find personally, in my experience in the past, at least with women, it seems to be people, or men too, but anytime someone says I don't like drama, they're the people with the most drama. I felt like it's like you're the only one creating drama. There's nobody here trying to, I don't know. It's just funny. People just love it. They love it. Matthew says, I thought I joined before. My bad. Sorry. Excited to follow this adventure, Alex. No, don't apologize. Thank you, Matthew, for joining. I just wanted to be fair to those members of the channel. If I were to give away my location now, then they're not getting any of the perks that we talked about. But thank you so much for becoming a member. Guys, if you want to know where I am right now, feel free to check out the memberships on the channel, like Matthew has, because I'm in a new country, and that's all I'm going to say for now. Nothing more, nothing less. Anyways, let's go on to the topic. Let's not get sidetracked. Hey, Tetrich Unstable Freak. Good morning, Alex. Have you had any bad experiences with local people here in the Philippines based on your title? So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the Philippines in the title is expats in the Philippines. I should have made that. I might change it, the name of the title after. But it's people in the Philippines that are within my circle, my community, YouTubers, and other foreigners, not necessarily Filipino people. I've yet to have any negative experience with a Filipino person in my year and a half of living there almost now overall. And the only time where I had a negative experience in the Philippines was like last year on a boat, where we paid for a private tour or private boat from one island to another, and some other people joined the boat, which I felt like they took advantage of us. And even then, I called the guy out on it at the time on the spot, and he gave me an explanation, which was questionable, but at least it was a civil conversation. It wasn't nothing that could not have been, and I still got to the island. It wasn't like I lost in any way. So aside from that, honestly, one taxi driver incident a long time ago when I tried to go to the Cebu Tops, which is really far away from the city center, and the guy wanted some more money. So these are things that happen on a regular basis in any country. But as far as Filipino people, honestly, not a single time. I love the people of the Philippines. Anytime I step outside, I feel like a rock star. Not because I'm an egotistic person, but because of the love that people show towards me by just simply acknowledging my presence, because I come around that area often enough. I wave to the kids. I play with the stray dogs. I buy a little bit of something from this local sorry store. And then just because I go through the same like path every day, pretty much, people just know that this guy comes from here to here, and he's friendly and says hello, and they're just generally very, very inviting people. So yeah, nothing with Filipino people themselves directly. Jan Batix here. Hello, Alex. Greetings from Florida. My husband's name is Captain. We always enjoy watching your videos and support channel when you were less than 1,000 subscribers. Wow. But now you're close to 100,000. Congrats. Yan, thank you so much. You and Captain, much appreciate your support throughout this past year or so, because guys, it's only been about a year since the channel's gone from 3,000 to almost 100,000, right? So the year before that, I was just not really into YouTube, but I think for the past year, I've really dedicated some time towards YouTube and trying to improve my videos and my craft. And although there's lots of interviews on the channel now, that's because you guys always been asking for them. There's a lot more coming. I still have like travel videos, food videos, local interactions, checking out some. So because I'm putting out videos every other day almost, it feels like it's only only interview videos, but it's a lot more coming. So just hang in there. Thank you so much, Jan. I appreciate your support. I don't know if I said your name correctly. I'm sorry. Journey, trials, and joy. Do you see an influx of Western dudes in the Philippines? Yes, for sure. I have. Even in Cebu City, guys, I'm not very well traveled within Cebu. I mean, within the Philippines because of budget right now. But I have seen a lot more Westerners in the Cebu area itself. Younger guys, older guys, they come and go. Sometimes they stay. I have seen a lot more than last year. I was there for sure, 100%. Rain. Yes. I mean, did I move? I don't know. It looks like a new place, right? You guys, it's actually really beautiful outside. Like there's like this nice tree. I can't stop looking at it. It's like got pink flowers and there's like a nice mixture of like local architecture and French colonial architecture. So I don't know, man. This place is nice. I like it. And I got a nice discount on it too, like 50% off because I'm the first person staying here. Everything's brand spanking new. Like just so plastic on the TV. I had to unbox half the equipment I'm using this morning just to make coffee. But yeah, I moved. If you guys are curious where I'm at, is consider becoming members of the channel. I've informed all the members where I'm at right now, and I've released some pictures as well. John says, when Filipinos call out to me, "Hey Joe," I reply, "I'm not Joe, I'm John," literally and figuratively. My name is John, and I'm Canadian. That's so funny. I hear that. Yeah, Filipinos call foreigners Joes. I don't know if I don't. Yeah, I haven't had that experience because I guess I'm not very Caucasian. Not very. I'm not Caucasian, so maybe I don't fit the Joe character. Um, but that's pretty funny. Yeah, John. It's pretty close though. uh, oh, good question. So, a journey trials or enjoy. Journey Trials and Joy says, saw your video in Bali. How did you compare the Philippines to the Indonesia? Ooh, I don't like comparing countries anymore. I've learned my lesson, but it's very different in some ways, but it's very similar in other ways. Bali is just, it feels like it's a whole different world, but it's just way overcrowded with tourists. Honest to God, like from 100 people, I guarantee you 90 of them are tourists. Like there's almost no locals where the two or three cities I visited, just shop owners and just people working in service industry. It's really heavily crowded with tourists. So it kind of lost me a little bit with that. I was just a little bit underwhelmed by some of the because for years I've heard Bali is the place to be. You know, you saw this movie Eat, Pray, Love that came out, really blew up Bali. Don't get me wrong, the nature it's beautiful. The waters, the like the little mountains and the hills, and the cultural dances and festivals and all these things are incredible. But just the fact that it's overrun by tourists really took away some of that charm for me. The people themselves in Bali itself, because they're Hindu, they're amazingly open and friendly. Because I spent a month in Jakarta, I would not spend another month in Jakarta, probably not another day in Indonesia, Jakarta's capital. I mean, Jakarta, Indonesia's capital city. I don't know if it was because I was there during Ramadan, the fasting month, and nobody was outside, whether I was staying in the wrong part of town, whether English was not spoken widely at all, whether I was expecting a lot more than what I saw. For some reason, it wasn't one of my favorite places to stay, and I don't think I'll go back to Jakarta just from my own experience. Not that there's anything wrong with the country, because people were nice, the food was delicious, the cost was cheap. It's just for me, it's the only place I got sick. I don't know. So that's my experience. Optimus Prime, right? Dari says cognitive dis. Whoa, some serious words over here. I got to put on my reading glasses. Dari, keep it simple for a simple guy like me. So cognitive dissonance. What is that word? I've never seen dishonest. Dissonance. Dis- Somebody help. So cognitive dissonance is important when it comes to questioning the motives and the amount of time to pass or to post. It's still here and do more relaxing, by the way. Okay, so I guess you're saying you have to. I have no idea what that means. All right, you have to dumb that down for me, bro. I do not read books. I don't read so good. So I think I get the idea, but I don't want to misinterpret what you're saying. I guess you're saying you gotta just know why people post negative things, but it's still relaxing and doing Marriage Ranger. In my experience, there are good and bad people everywhere. Of course, that goes for expats and locals. Yeah, that's a very good thing to point out. Like at the beginning of this, I mentioned what this video is about. But guys, generally speaking, even when we talk about Western women or Western culture, society, or inflation, there's always like both sides. You know, like even in Canada, if you really want to live affordable, cheap, you can live outside the city center. You can cook every single meal you have. You can go directly to the farmers to get your produce and not go to like one of the big name brands. There's people good and bad in every country, expats and locals. So a lot of the stuff is not like a scientific survey of any kind. It's just my own experience rather than, of course, we're generalizing big time. And even the title, Why the Philippines Becoming Negative, that's just the expats that are within my community. Like there's thousands and thousands of expats that could probably be very friendly outside of my own circles. So I don't really know. Journey Trials and Joy says, as someone who grew up in Vancouver, Canada, and is a Canadian citizen, Canada has changed drastically from the time of 1993 to 2000. 7 years, Vancouver is only for millionaires. Yeah, Vancouver is just like Toronto, man. It's getting really expensive, and as we saw Alex and Nicole in the last video talking about prices in Vancouver. From what I hear, what I understand, it's even worse in Toronto. So it's getting expensive, and I think a lot of that had to do with the Canadian government not controlling all the Chinese rich people coming over and buying property. It's not discrimination. I'm just pointing out facts that they simply come over and buy some property and they go back because they need to get the money out of China. They want investment. There's a lot of reasons why somebody would want to buy a property. And that's another reason why I don't feel so negatively towards the Philippines, saying that foreigners cannot own property or own a house or buy land, because it could really jack up the prices for the locals. So I understand that, thinking behind that as well. But Canada didn't do that until now. I think there's a 2-year ban on foreigners being able to buy land and property in Canada, but 2 years is not long enough to change the course of inflation. So yeah, let's see what happens. Guys, just bear with me right now. There's 60 people watching this. Please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like this video, it might help the algorithm. Consider becoming a member of the channel for a lot more perks, like status updates, behind the scenes footage, 1-hour video call with myself, where I can consult you with anything you want to know with the Philippines, and a lot more. So consider memberships, or feel free to use super chat, super stickers, and ask any questions you have, and I'll answer them directly. If not, just please wait a second while I get to your question. Let's go on to the next one. Zan the Man, I like the name. Living abroad. Hey Alex, you chilling out in the Philippines for the rest of the year? No, I'm actually not even in the Philippines right now. So I have a lot more Philippines videos coming, and I will basically make Cebu my home base, the place I'm going to spend most of my time. But as I love travel, I'm going to keep going in and out of the country and see what happens. I love Philippines and Filipino people, but life is short, and there's so many countries to visit, so many places to see. And I wish I could be 2,000 years old where I could spend one lifetime in the Philippines. But right now, I'm just trying to see the world and as much of it as possible. Journey, Trials, and Joy. What do you think about Western women called Western men who get overseas as predators? So, first of all, I think Western women need to take a hard look at themselves before judging other people, right? So, I mean, other people, just men, men. Women are just jealous when men just leave the West to go get women from the East. I think they are not educated, well informed, or just simply hate or jealous. Can't stand the fact that men will always have options. Unfortunately, the sad reality of the truth is women have a biological clock. They only have a good maybe 15 years or so, from 20 to 35. If they can't find a husband because they're partying, they're chilling, they're hanging out, they're doing all the things they want to do, while men are working hard trying to get established so a woman can like them. So by the time a guy is ready, what's like society deems to be, a candidate for a relationship, because he might have a house now, he might have a car, he might have his own place. He's probably late 20s, early 30s, and then by then it's like, okay, I'm ready to date now. By then, the women have done everything they want to do by traveling, exploring, partying. That you can't expect a man to do the same. So when a man is 35 years old, doesn't want to be hanging out with 35, 40-year-olds now, he wants to go and enjoy himself with 20-year-olds, because Asian women obviously don't age as bad as Western women. They tend to stay younger. And to a woman, they might look like kids, but no, they're still in their 20s. They're still like adults. And I think women are just jealous, as simply as that. If we're going to generalize, I'm not saying all women are like this, but I think that's what's going on, in my opinion. And if women don't want that, for men to go and find women abroad, then improve yourselves, behave better, change this mentality. A guy needs to have 6 figures and everything. If you're 5, start dating a 5, not a 10. Everybody wants a 10. No, we can't all have 10s, so let's be realistic. And it's going to hit us hard. I think in 10 years, 15 years, culturally, it's going to be really bad, especially for women, because men always have options. But there's going to be a lot of single women, I think. I don't know what I'm saying. It comes across negative. See, remove yourself from this conversation if you're not liking it. But it's just the way it is. Did you say you're in a different country? I think Vietnam is French. I don't know. Maybe. Philip Massey. I don't want to say anything right now. Zan the Man, great question. Says, why did you choose Cebu over Makati or BGC? I didn't really choose Cebu. Cebu chose me. You know, when I first came to the Philippines, I landed in Cebu, and because of all the islands, when I first came here, I was really exploring, right? So I went to all the different islands, all the different places, and I just felt like it was a good place. I had a nice mixture of like not a big city, but also having modern amenities that I want in a city and close enough to any beach that I want to take a 3 hour bus ride to and check out. So that's the reason. And I think everybody speaks English well there, which makes my YouTube job much easier. And it's, I think, a little bit less expensive. Well, I know it's less expensive than some of the places that you mentioned. So budget is another reason. So those are some reasons why I'm staying in Cebu. Dari, I talked to different restaurants. One more time. Dari says, I talked to the different restaurateurs here in Dumaguete. Many tell me that the influx of visitors is well below. Oh, really? Okay, so I guess in Dumaguete, there are less tourists than there were, especially at restaurants, than before COVID. Yeah, I don't know if before COVID levels. Yeah, I don't think I have much experience before COVID. When I came to the Philippines, it was just basically at COVID. Maybe that's another reason why I notice a lot more people now. But one thing for sure, lots of South Koreans in Cebu itself, lots of Japanese in Cebu itself. And I think it's because all the language schools that are there. So I see them, and you can tell because they're taller, they're dressed differently, and they speaking not English or Tagalog or Bisaya. So yeah, a lot of Korean and Japanese. Victor Velas, hello Alex, I'm Cebu. Oh, can't wait. Hello Alex, I'm in Cebu. Victor from Montreal. I met finally my lovely Innie, and we're looking forward to one day to bring her to Canada. God bless. That's amazing, Victor. I'm happy you met your special somebody there, and I hope things work out for you guys and you have a wonderful life in Canada. Thank you for sharing, Victor. Peter's here. Sweet. I made it. Totally forgot about this live. Thanks for being here, Peter. These lives always give me a big smile since it's fun to watch. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for sharing your comments before you even joined the live stream. I read a few of those, and thanks for being here. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Sorry, it means that some people just don't know how much time and work it takes with doing different topics. Yeah, this is regarding the YouTube videos I made earlier, I think, about somebody saying I copied somebody. Makati and BGC rents are more expensive in Cebu, I think. I think you're right. Zan the Man, Alex, cognitive dissonance. What is that word? I've never, what is, I feel so embarrassed. But hey, man, if I don't know it, I don't know it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what this word is if I don't. Maybe I'm not as smart as I think. This, I think I may have heard this word before. What this word is?
Dissonance.
Dissonance. That's what I thought. Was it an extra N in there? I don't know. Cognitive dissonance. What it mean? Everything's coming out French. I don't want to hear that. Anyways, thank you, Zan. Zan the Man says cognitive dissonance is a psychology term meaning the state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change. So basically, bipolarism. So you just have different, yeah, you have different attitudes and beliefs towards something. Some here, same here in the U.S. Hey, Matthew, you're so thankful. Thank you so much. Dissonance, much appreciated. It's the perception of contradictory information and the mental toll of it. Perfect. Thank you for explaining that. I should not even have looked at the Google. I should have just listened to you guys. Okay, so Thomas says too many who don't mind their own business, especially in Dumaguete. Leave that back in your home country, people. Yeah, guys, we're slowly becoming old, grumpy men that's gonna yell at clouds soon, right? So leave all that negativity behind. We don't need any of that. Oh yeah, and not to mention, I don't know if you guys don't know Calvin from Sunshine. If you don't know Calvin from Sunshine Shoulders has been dealing with this kind of stuff for over a year since the first time I met him. Now, whether you agree with his content, you don't, that's not the point. The point is that people are trying to bring him down with false accusations. He has to go to the basically the equivalent of the FBI in the Philippines to explain himself so he doesn't get deported, so he doesn't go to jail. He's dealing with like these really, really severe accusations of like human trafficking and exploitation and all this crap. That's like, I'm like, come on, man, what's wrong with you people? And people are really after him just to like bring him down because he says things that are on his mind. Like, he just speaks the truth. He tells people how things are from what he sees. If you don't like what he's saying, get off his channel. Stop watching his videos. If he does something that's actually a crime or something, then you report it. But like, you can't just accuse people of something based off one person's perception or hatred or the fact that he's making a living from YouTube, a living the life that he wants to lead, or his past. Whatever he's done in his past, it doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know about the stories, but a lot of people are after him all the time, and he's always having to explain himself. And it's messed up, man. Stop, people. Live your own life. It's just weird to be that angry about something. Suzanne the Man, think of CG as the discomfort felt when your beliefs are inconsistent with one another or with your actions, inner conflict. Perfectly said. Thank you. So inner conflict, that helps me a lot. Luckily, I don't think I have that because it'd be traumatizing. Dari says Western women have gotten away from many traditional roles and values in general. There's a whole big world out there. Men have choices. Okay, I'm going to say something here. Just a simple experience I had. I was staying somewhere recently, and there was a group of us, and there were about 4 or 5 traditional women from this country. Actually, I'm not gonna say it because whatever. Basically, Asian women still have those, I think, built-in womanly behavior and roles, and it's really nice to see in Asia where a woman is a woman. Man. They're not trying to like argue with you, and they're not combative all the time and trying to like one up you in any way. Like let a man be a man. They just can't let you have a win of any kind. So I just find Western mentality is getting carried away. Like, and I don't know, man. It's crazy out there. The more we talk about it, I don't want to be negative either. So let's not talk about that more. Journey, trials, and joy. My girl is in Leyte. I hope to be there soon, but it's hard to save money. But hopefully, I'll be there before year ends. Yeah, exactly. This is why I'm in Asia. It's hard to save money in Canada, in the U.S., probably many European countries. I don't know, but you go to work, you get a paycheck, and I know 100% many of us live paycheck to paycheck. If there's an emergency, like your car needs some work, if your house needs some work, if you have a dental emergency, a medical emergency, you probably have, if you're a man, I guarantee you haven't bought a new shirt in weeks, maybe months, because you're always working and it's hard to save money. It's not easy. So for someone like yourself to come and see your girlfriend here, it's difficult to save money. It's just heartbreaking because that's not what life should be about. And if you're younger, someone watching this, please work for yourself. Don't give your time to some company for a paycheck. It's like it's torture. Like it's not really benefiting you in any way. Like if you have to wait a year to see somebody you care about, it's a long time. And then like just so you have 2 weeks off, you have to ask your boss, please, can I take these 2 weeks off? I don't know. You can't take 2 consecutive weeks. It's just it makes me feel like I don't know, man. It's annoying how life is, and I know it's not comfortable to talk about, but it's the unfortunate reality. I don't like it. I hate the 9 to 5. If I have kids from like a beginning stage, I'm gonna tell them don't ever work for somebody except for yourself. Like build something for yourself. And even if you spend more time, it's at least for you. You're making your own dreams come true. Last time I did this, I got a little bit of sore throat. I think it's happening again. Sorry, guys. 1 second. 45 minutes. How long? Okay, I'm back. I feel better now. Hi, East Coast Refugee, another member of the channel. Thank you for being here. So East Coast Refugee knows where I'm at. Hi, I look excited to see your new country and content. Western women have a big problem with age gaps. My sister got on me this weekend. I'm only 40. What's wrong? Bro, you're a young man. 40 years old is nothing. It's nothing. You could date a 22-year-old if you want, 25-year-old, 20 age. That's nothing around here. I seen a girl with a 50-year age gap. A guy, 75 years old, dating a 25-year-old. He says, yeah, he knows it. He's older. So what? He's like, he wants to live his life the way he wants. And I don't blame him. I don't blame any guy for dating a young woman at all. Date as long as they're adults, consenting, and you're both happy, you're exchanging different things. Every relationship is an exchange, right? Even people that are the same age. What are you exchanging? Like you, okay, the benefit is that you're in the same age group, you have the same kind of mentality. So those are all benefits that nobody wants to talk about. You might have the same kind of hobbies even, or just like the same work-life balance. So you're always doing these things. If you're younger, older guy gives you stability, money. Yeah, all those things are important. And if you're older, you want a younger woman because they're beautiful. Just simple as that, guys. Let's admit it. A 20-year-old is 99% of the time much more attractive than a 45-year-old woman. It's just the way it is. We're just built that way. It's just inside of us. It's chemistry, science, it's genetics, because they represent youthfulness, childbearing body. It's just built into us, whether we want to admit it. It's behind our back. What's that called? Cognitive subconsciousness, miss? That kind of stuff. I'm a scientist now, guys. Philosopher. Listen to my preachings. Zan the man. One of the reasons I tune into your channel because I find you as a really good interviewer. Keep up the great work and interviews. Thank you. Thank you. That's a big compliment. I appreciate that. I'm trying to improve all the time. I try to cut out some of the stuff, but it's difficult when you guys see the finished product, right? So when I go interview somebody, it's all from fresh start with me. So a lot of times my responses that might be okay, cool, exciting, or something. If I leave that in there for the whole video, it might sound repetitive to you guys. So I try to like cut those out too, so it's not so boring. I do my best. Dari says, hit the like, people. I mean, hit the like button, people. Hit it, smack it, smash it. Thank you, guys. East Coast Refugee says, hi, Alex, excited for your new. Huh? Didn't I just read this? Oh, okay. So maybe, oh, I know why. Because I'm using StreamYard. Sometimes the deleted comments are visible to me anyways. Fresh aloha. Hello. Aloha, brother Alex. I'll be there in Ormoc, Leyte, in a few weeks in August. Can't wait. I'll probably catch the ferry to see Cebu and enjoy the screens too, or the scenes too. Cheers. Fresh aloha. If I'm in town, send me an email. We'll get together. We'll grab a coffee. I don't drink, but I'd love to meet anyone that's around that are coming. Enjoy your stay. Matthew says, it seems your video shows Panays are much more humble than Western women on how they look. Oh, definitely. I think so too. And even the Panays that rated themselves highly, if you watch that video and if you have any kind of common sense, not you, Matthew, but other people that say, oh, they're so full of themselves, they're joking around. They're just like, they are hyping each other just like any guy would do with his buddies, basically. I know for a fact if I ask some of those girls a one-on-one individual interview, they'll rate themselves much lower. So that was mainly just for fun and games. They were just laughing and enjoying themselves. It was just like a great time to have. And even then, they still say they have room for improvement and they don't judge people based off how much money they make. And very different answers that you might get from Western women, for sure. Steel City TV, yeah, I can see a big difference in dating from American women and Filipino women for me. It's been a night and day. Yeah, for sure. Steel City TV, for sure. It's 100% a fact that it's easier and simpler to date Asian women in general. Because don't forget, not every woman in the Western country is rich. There are poorer people, people in need of help, people in debt in the West country as well. But you can't date them as easily as you can date somebody in the Philippines. So for those people that say, you know, they're only dating you because you're poor and all this stuff, yeah, it may be partly true, but there are also poor people in the West, and I guarantee you can't date them as easily as you can some of these Filipinas. I'm 32 years old tomorrow, today, Philippines time, July 6, 1991. How many 90s babies in here? Hey, congratulations. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday is what I want to say. Happy birthday, bro. And I'm almost in the 90s, but not quite. But yeah, good for you. 32 years old. To be young again. Dari, you know, YouTubers, you don't like to see others get too successful in their space. Okay. So the YouTubers here don't like to see others get too successful in their space, even if they are able to produce smarter or more edgy videos. Yeah, so let me talk about that a little bit. It's hard to be a YouTuber and know other YouTubers and not compare yourself. So unfortunately, when you see someone do better, it's a direct reflection to you and your channel. It's just a weird head-to-head on competition. And if you get really focused on that, you can really go down this rabbit hole of negativity. You can look at someone's video and say, oh, why did they get so many views? I can do better than this guy. Look at it, like, why? Like, so you start comparing everything you're doing to that video. it's not apples to apples. It's very difficult to understand YouTube algorithm, why a video may be successful. Maybe the guy just has a better personality than you do. Maybe his content's more interesting. There's 100 different things, but doesn't mean you have to change what you're doing for your channel or start hating on the other person, right? I see that a lot as well. Like, there's much more successful videos or YouTubers than myself that I know for sure put a lot less effort into what they're doing. But I'm not gonna sit here and worry about it or cry about it or like be sad about it or hate on them, because you know what? That's their niche. Maybe they got into that like niche much earlier than I did. Maybe they have a bigger dedicated group of subscribers that have been there since 2013. You know, they've been doing it for 10 years. I just got into this like a year ago in the Philippines, right? So there's all these factors that you don't immediately see, and you can't start like becoming a hater basically and being negative towards other channels. But I do see that happening quite often. People just trying to talk down to other people's channels. I'm not the first person to start interviewing people on like anywhere on YouTube in the Philippines or whatever. But maybe my style's a bit different. Maybe it's just more quick hits. Maybe I interview 10 people where other channels interview 2 people. So there's a whole variety of reasons why one channel might do better than the other one. Journey, trials, and joy. Cost of living high, and yeah, I have a good job, but rather be working for self than someone else. After getting my bachelor's in computer science, the economy is bad with all the layoffs. Yeah, and that's another thing. So the sad thing about life, just because you're safe and you do things by the book, doesn't always necessarily guarantee you success, right? So look what's happening with the internet and all this AI technology. A lot of these programmers are really feeling a threat. These computer programmers, software programmers, developers, because if AI can do your job, you're not going to be needed. No company's going to hire you if they have an artificial intelligence software that can do your job just as good or even better. Lewis is here. Good morning, there, Alex. I feel you. What? Good morning, there, Alex. I feel you about the difference with Western women and Eastern women. I noticed it some years ago, and I benefited Filipinas or befriended Filipinas. I was like, wow, feminine woman. Well, yeah, right. It's like they're just women. They do womanly things. Men want women. It's not that hard. So that's it. I'm glad you shared that. Steel City TV. I'm saving and hustling my way up there, and I'm just leaving saying F a job. I'm 32, no kids. What I got to lose, right? I need the life experience for sure. If you got no dependents and you're single and you're a man, you're gonna be all right. You gotta try something if you feel. As long as you got your mind and your body, you're gonna manage at some point. People have done it for centuries. Millennia, I should say. They're gonna be okay. You know what? Try something. Do something you want to do, and hopefully you're successful. And if you fail, then you start over again. You gotta like take a risk sometime in life. I'm thankful that I have a great job that pays almost 6 figures. Even that cost of living here in Virginia, U.S. is very high. That's great. Journey, trials, and joy. I'm glad you're making good money. Hopefully you have some time to actually enjoy that money and spend it. Because guys, if you're working all the time flies. One day you're gonna wake up, you just don't have the energy. You just don't want to travel anymore. So you don't want or whatever you wanted to do when you're younger. So you don't want to wait too long. Bob says, is the YouTuber life lonely? Yeah, it can be lonely for sure. Luckily for me, I have very, very close people to me, good friends, and I have support from all directions. And if you're single, you can start dating like really, really easily in the East. So it's not that lonely. Even if you want to just go meet someone for coffee, there's like communities, like exchange groups, there's meetups, there's just go to the mall and smile at somebody. They'll smile back at you. You invite them for lunch or coffee. Next thing you know, you're dating them, right? So there's really not that hard, especially around here in East. It's easy to meet other people. There's lots of travelers. Go hang out at the hostels. You don't have to stay at a hostel room, but go and have a coffee at the cafe. Go and sit down at their co-working space and maybe rent that for a day for $4 or $8. And you get to really meet some people that have open mind, that are traveling, that are like trying to experience things for themselves. So you can be lonely, just as lonely as any other country. So the YouTuber thing doesn't really, actually, it might even open up more opportunities. So if I talk to somebody, hey, I'm a YouTuber, they automatically are open to hearing your story. Oh, okay, what's your channel about? What are you talking about? Where do you go? So it's actually, for me, it's not that lonely when it comes to, I travel alone a lot, but deep down, I'm very happy as far as who I am and where I am in life. So I'm not personally lonely, but others may be. But you just got to put yourself out there. Billy says one of the hardest things when I lived in Pattaya, hard to meet trusted expats. Yeah, you don't know who people are. You don't know what kind of life they're living. A lot of people talking all these things, but deep down they're living a whole different life, but they're not in public. It is really hard to trust people, and that's why you shouldn't. Don't trust them. Just keep your guard up. Don't tell them everything about yourself. Don't tell them where you're living and how much you're paying for rent and who you're dating. Some of that stuff you leave private. You don't have to share everything, right? So keep that in mind too. I like foreigners, but I have a good attitude, a good heart. I'm a Filipino. Yeah, that's great to hear. Thank you for being here, first of all, joining the live stream. Um, as long as you're a good person, you attract those kind of people towards you, right? So keep that in mind. At the end of the day, if you're not happy with yourself, nothing matters. So as long as you're doing things you want to do, you're behaving the way you want to behave, everything else is secondary. It should not affect you. Now let's go back to this list that I made about negativity, and then we'll get back to this stuff. But before we do that, guys, I'm going to take a water break. Do me a huge favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a member of the channel, or use Super Chat, Super Stickers. Give me a second. I'll get back to questions. Ahem. Happy birthday, Steel City TV. Yeah, everybody, let's wish Steel City TV a happy birthday. Encourage him to go ahead and do his own thing with his YouTube channel and his life journey. Zan the Man, how long does it? Oh, yeah, I was going to go back to the stuff, right? My bad, I forgot. Okay, give me a second. How long does it take to edit your average video, and do you use Final Cut? I'll get to that in a second. Let's go back to this list first. Oh yeah, also some other like, I don't know. Basically, YouTubers are like not really sometimes supporting each other, and instead they're going ahead and talking shit about each other, talking down to each other, and spreading misinformation. And now whether that's like, I know one time I saw a YouTuber in person, and I was trying to like have a collaboration with them, and this was when the channel was really small, maybe around 10, 15,000 subscribers. And this individual was really reluctant to do a video because he's like, oh, this is my hard work. I don't want to share my community with yours. And he pretty much directly said that to me. And I was like kind of taken back by it. And I'm like, oh, very interesting how you think that way, you know? Because most people, I don't know, let me just quickly take a look. Yeah, it was really weird. And then I'm just like, that's not how you should be thinking, right? This is like, we're all the same here, I thought, in my opinion. And if you can help somebody, why wouldn't you? And also, they can get a content out of it. But the funny thing is, today I have bigger subscribers than he does, right? So like a bigger number. I just find that funny because like you never know where somebody might be in a year or a few months. And if I can help somebody along the way or share my experience, why not? And he could have just like, I don't know, man, that was weird. And we're already there, kind of. I'm just like, it's weird how you think about it that way. Anyways, so that's some stuff on YouTube. We're closing to a 1 hour mark here. We'll still keep going because about 80 people watching this. So thank you guys. How to deal with some of the stuff. The best way to simply ignore it. You don't know these people. Majority of them, they don't affect you or your life in any way. Their words should be empty to you. Just simply delete the comments, ignore it, don't get involved in it. It's really hard to try and engage sometimes with people who just don't have common sense. So just ignore it. That's the other thing. Don't engage, right? Don't comment back and forth with someone that doesn't agree with you in an unprofessional or just like in a savage way. Just basically don't engage in the comment section. Don't engage with them by making a video, respond to their video, and then they can get more exposure with their stupidity and all that. So just don't engage. Zan the Man is asking, how long does it take to edit your average video, and do you use Final Cut? I don't use Final Cut. I edit on my phone, bro. I'm using my phone to edit to this day, and I use a free software called CapCut, and it has 1080p output, no watermarks, no time limits, and it's simple with my thumb, my finger. I've really mainstream the way I edit videos. So now I'm able to edit an interview video within probably 2 hours or under that. Before, it would take me a long time. But my travel videos, so if I go to a beach and I want to make a video about getting to the beach, at the restaurant, putting some music, some overlays, some other things. Those are really time consuming and they take up to 6, 7, 8 hours out of my day to try to properly do it the way I want to do it. And a lot of time before it used to be um, formatting the video or taking it from one device to another device would be time consuming. But luckily right now the travel videos aren't that, there's not many of them, so it doesn't take up too much of my time. Yeah, so anywhere between 2 hours for interviews and 8 hours for travel videos, and anywhere in between. Steel City TV said most of them were tens. Them three together. Well, most of them were tens. Oh yeah, I think you're talking about the video I made. Yeah, they're really good looking. East Coast refugee. Asians are healthier. Yeah, they are. They eat vegetables a lot more. They eat seafood a lot more. They walk a lot more than just like taking a car everywhere. You know how many Asians I see squatting? I can't squat. I can't, but that's because I got knee problems. My point is, I'm just jealous of Asian physique out here. They're really take care of themselves, even by just natural day-to-day life. Asians are healthier. I was in Utah this week. People in the U.S. are getting really fat, especially if you get away from yuppie areas. Oh, where yuppie area is. Utah is supposed to be the thinnest in the U.S. state. Oh no! So even in Utah, they get big. I'll be 45 tomorrow, July 6th here. Hey, you guys have the same birthday. That's awesome. Happy birthday, Louis. That's pretty cool. Rick. It was fun to watch both rate yourself look like Duma girls rate themselves higher than Cebu ones. LOL. Yeah, they might. Rick, once again, this is just a handful of random people. So I'm sure if I do another video, there might be different answers. Also, obviously, I interview like people that seem attractive because they're more confident. So when they're more confident, it gives a better interview. Sometimes if I try to ask someone that might be, let's just be honest, like a 3 or a 5, they're just shy. They think they're not good looking, even though if they are, you know. So it all kind of, yeah, all those girls in the videos tend to be on the more attractive side because they tend to be more confident, which means they say yes to the interview. It's just a lot of reasons. And also another thing, I get a lot of comments, people saying, why don't you interview kids? Why don't you interview like older women? First of all, I don't have a single person on any video that's not over 18. That's the first thing I would check. I don't want to put kids on here. Secondly, you think I don't ask them? I ask many 35, 45-year-olds. They all say no. They don't want to be on camera. They're married. They have low confidence. They don't want to be part of it. Once in a while, I might get lucky. Maybe like a 35-year-old say yes. But anyway, trying to get rejected over and over again. So that's why a lot of the women are in their 20s when I talk to them, because they're just more in today's social media. They're aware of it. They know what's going on. That's why. Yeah, happy birthday, Steel City TV and Lewis, man. Good for you. Johnny O, I'm currently talking with a girl from Bulacan. Bulacan. She's super smart, mature, of course, beautiful. But what attracts me the most is her humbleness. I can't have a girl like that here in the US. Yeah, over here, people are very humble, for sure. Good for you, bro. I've gotten a lot of support from Philippines YouTubers that have treated me better than most of my own American YouTubers. That's what I know. Yeah, definitely. I've seen that here as well. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. You're welcome. Good morning, Alex, watching from Flagstaff, Arizona. Good morning, and thank you for being here. Fresh Aloha, Western women are compatible. Excuse me. Western women are completely undateable. It's sad about what the Western men has to travel over 10,000 miles Southeast Asia just to discover pure, sweet, honest women who pose both inner and outer beauty. Yeah, you know, we can get into all that once again, but I agree with that statement. Good thing you're not in Canada right now. Wildfire is really bad. Smoke are right. Yeah, I heard there's like smoke in Toronto. Like I don't think we're near any forests that are on fire, but they just been so much that it's coming into the major cities, like even urban areas. The pollution getting bad. They could smell smoke outside. It's getting worse and worse every year with those like fires. Guys, sorry, my throat's getting really dry and itchy because I was talking. Let me take a 30-second break for myself. You got to take care of your health, you know. You guys take the time to please like the video, subscribe to the video, super chat, super stickers, all that good stuff we talked about earlier. Okay, let me have one more sip. C White 12 arrived late, Alex. To stay on the subject, I left another Philippines channel for yours because let me do you justice and reread that. C White 12 says, arrived late, Alex. To stay on the subject, I left another Philippines channel for yours because your style of communication is similar to mine. No politics or complaining, comparing home country. Yeah, thank you, first of all, for being here. If something, also things change, right? So, for example, if you follow a YouTuber and they start talking about things that you don't really necessarily agree with, maybe take a break from them, right? Or maybe stop watching them, or like you don't have to be loyal to because I'm trying to think of a channel that maybe I used to follow. Oh, so there was a channel before I started traveling. I used to follow them because they went from Thailand to the Portugal, and they were a good couple. But by the end of a few months, they were really, really pushing their Patreon, which I understand that wasn't the issue. But they start taking away from the regular content and only giving it to the paid members. And also, like the thumbnails start becoming really, really clickbait. So I'd watch the whole video expecting to see what the thumbnail is about. First of all, that image would not be in there, and also they would not even talk about that topic, and I wasted 20 minutes watching them. So I started noticing that a lot more within the channel. So eventually I kind of got sick of it and I stopped watching it. Now that happens because I got a message just the other day, somebody saying thank you for showing those girls that were on the thumbnail in your actual video. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I've never not done that. So he's like, yeah, but other channels basically clickbait. I'm like, that's so strange. Why would you, it's like such a big deception, right? Why would you do that to your audience? They're not going to come back. I mean, no, I wouldn't. So it's just a weird way of thinking. But you're right. If it's not suiting your, whatever you want to do, listen to, simply ignore them and check out a new channel like mine. Matthew says at Fresh Aloha, you have a picky and you have to be picky. Oh, let me try. I'm getting so tired. Fresh Aloha says, Matthew to Fresh Aloha, you have to picky and speak Spanish, but there are some in Latin America. Okay, so I guess there's options in Latin America as well. You can trust a Canadian, well, mostly, eh? Rick, yeah, mostly. My grandfather fought in World War II. I always have a huge heart for the Philippines. To me, they're my brothers and sisters. They're like family. Okay, so some history there. RPL, most people don't want to hear about a successful and prefer to listen to your failures. YouTubers just magnify this reality. Excellently said, exactly. People, when they hear other people failing, it makes them feel more valued and more successful. That's just the way things are. So when you're watching somebody, it's easy to become negative as well. And also this like this herd mentality of piling on. It can really, it's like it catches fire real quick, negativity. It's easy to come here and vent and talk smack about anything, any topic, right? But do you really want to draw that kind of people towards your channel or towards your community? People just complaining nonstop? Like, I don't know. I couldn't do it. Maybe some people can, but it's not for me. Darius says, I get nothing but positive vibes effortlessly wherever I go. Here, it's up to you to keep the good vibes going. Exactly. Perfectly said. One of your best videos was during your first visit to the Philippines. You played basketball with a bunch of kids and ended up buying them lunch. That was both hilarious and fun. Thank you. So, Dari, I was going to do another video in the Philippines, but maybe in the future. From my condo, I could see this group of construction workers, and I think they have this like makeshift basketball net. It might be a real one. I don't know, but they're definitely not playing on a court. They're playing on like this dirt area. So one of these days, I'm gonna go there with like maybe 10 or 12 Gatorades, and I'm gonna challenge them to a game, and then I'm gonna hand out these Gatorades. So it should be fun. Sometimes, actually, none of these videos are scripted. I kind of go out there and see what happens. So I'm curious to see if they're gonna accept me into their community of ballers and see what happens. We'll have like a 3-on-3 maybe basketball game, and then at the end, I'll give them all like Gatorade just to drink or some sort of sports beverage. I think will be fun because yeah, why not? I'm gonna do something similar to that again. Kubaran says, "Hi, bro. How are you? I'm great. How are you? Thank you for being here." And Billy, for the street interviews, how do you prepare your questions? I don't at all. So here's the process of my street interview. Very simple. I just think of one question. So for example, rate yourself from 1 to 10. That's it. Everything else is non-scripted, and everything else is like all improvised based off what this person I'm talking to is talking about. So when I go up to the person and if I ask them they want to be answering questions for an interview, for example, if they say yes, once the camera rolls, everything is completely improvised. I don't know what I'm going to ask them, what I'm going to say. I really watch their facial expressions. And here's the thing, I'll be honest, I get some comments saying, oh, this guy's a creep, or you shouldn't ask people that. Or I'm like, are you guys not watching what I'm watching? You think I'm going to ask these questions the same way from everybody? People's like responses are what I use to gauge where this conversation is going. I'm not going to ask anybody about their dating life if they told me they're 45 and married. First of all, that's one, or 35 and married, let's say. I'm not going to ask them about their uh, I don't know. It's just like a common sense thing. You got to read the room basically. And my questions kind of change based off of what the person says. So, for example, if I say, "How old are you?" They say 22. Are you single or in a relationship? They say, "Oh, I was like in a long-term relationship," and they laugh or giggle or say something. That's my window. Then I know they're open to talking about maybe a long-distance relationship. Was it with a foreigner? And there may be differences between dating a Filipino guy and a regular guy. All these things come from like just naturally talking to somebody like you would in a conversation with a friend. If you meet somebody for the first time and you have a coffee, if you feel someone's uncomfortable with the line of questioning, you're not going to just go down the same line of questioning, right? So, and one more thing, I've never used or interviewed someone I've never used on the channel. Every single person I interview, I include them. So these are not like selected interviews that I choose and I make a compilation of all the best ones. Every single interview gets posted on the channel, whether they're good, they're bad, it's all there. So that's my only way of like organizing my questions. If you want, I just have one question, the main question. The rest is all just improvised. I hope that helps. All right, so no more questions coming in. Did I miss some people? I don't think I missed anybody. 1 hour and 11 minutes. Let's go ahead and talk about some other ways of basically dealing with negativity and toxic people. So obviously ignore them. Do not engage with them. Just simply remove yourself from that environment. Is this still, guys, am I frozen? Huh? Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Can someone just write a random comment? I want to know if this thing is frozen, if we stop being live, or what's going on here. Just write something in the comments, guys. Anything at all. Yep, I think we are frozen. Huh? I don't know what's going on, but hello? Anybody home? Hmm. Hmm? I don't know. Let me check on my phone. Oh my God. Oh no, I'm there. So weird. What's happening here? How come the questions kind of just stop abruptly? And anyways, let's get back to the list, I guess. I guess you guys are there. Next is to don't take these things personally. A lot of times these people, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't have all the information. They're just don't take it personally. Sometimes they're kids. You don't even know how old these people are. Sometimes they're like 12, 13-year-olds just behind a keyboard. Sometimes it's a miserable person that just wants to be negative. Sometimes they're trolls. They just want to like stir up something, right? So don't take it personally. And lastly, surround yourself with positive people. If these people around you are always negative, just get rid of them. You don't need people like that in your life. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna say goodbye. This. Hmm. I don't think that's what it is. But anyways, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, and as usual, let me just refresh this page one last time. I don't want to leave with you guys not saying goodbye here. 1 second. Okay, there you go. So Dari says Vagabond Awake is good information channel with a good format of location highlights, average cost for both food and lodging. Yeah, he's got some great content specifically for those that want to live abroad and retire at a certain amount in cost. And he's been doing it for a while, so he's got it really down packed. You're almost at 100K subs. You climbed way pretty fast. Christopher Leroy, I did. And thanks to all of you guys for watching and subscribing. I'm really, really blessed to have a subscriber base like you guys, so I appreciate it. Elias says, thanks for your videos, Alex. I started watching them recently because I am interested to go to the Philippines and have given me a lot of info. Thanks again from Chile. Hey, from Chile. I plan to visit Chile at some point in the future. And welcome to the Philippines. The world is negative, unfortunately true. Would you still recommend moving to the Philippines given the negativity? Oh yeah, Jay, for sure. This kind of stuff is not the main focus here. This is just a topic for today's discussion, and you don't have to be around any of that negativity. There's a whole slew of wonderful people in the Philippines, both locals and expats. This is just a small fraction of the people, especially in the YouTube community mainly, and just the people around me. It's not really something you got to worry about at all. Christopher Leroy, I noticed the same. Wasn't Alex at 10K like 4 or 5 months ago? You're doing a good job. Thank you, thank you. I wouldn't say 4 or 5 months ago. When I left the Philippines in September of 2022, so about 9 months ago, I was at 23,000 subscribers, something like that. Anyhow, uh, Cheryl D, I'll work with the toxic woman. Mm, work, workism. That's one thing that's hard to like manage. Work people, right? So I would say just try to reduce your interaction with this person as much as possible. Uh, Random comment. Thank you, Elias, for a random. Yo, thank you, East Coast. This is everybody trying to make sure that the chat was live. Um, Apart from vlogging, what are some activities to do in Cebu that you do? Me personally, vlogging takes up a lot of my time, to be honest, but it's a good thing because if I wasn't making videos, I think I'll be really bored given my lifestyle since I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party to that. Yeah, so I would be bored out of my mind, I think, if I wasn't doing something. But you can do a lot. Anybody in Cebu can do. There's so many islands nearby. I would just go to an island, pay $15 a night, stay at a hotel, and enjoy the sea, enjoy the ocean. You can do activities, water sports for really, really inexpensive. There's like trekking, climbing, hiking. There's like day tours, island hopping. There's the malls, there's the cinemas, there's the skating. If you want to go skating, there's the Mactan Island as well. Check out that area. There's endless cafes, street food, and maybe even some charity work. You can get involved in like the local barangay communities. There's a lot you can do there. Rick said, I felt very comfortable when you interviewed. That helps with answering. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you understand how I interview things. You're still alive. Woohoo! Yes. Hi, Cheryl B. I work with a toxic woman. It's awful. I can't imagine. Yeah. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, everybody. Refresh something. StreamYard is playing with you. Yeah, they are. Looks good on my end. Thank you. Hello, Matthew. So thank you guys all for responding to my comment. You must have brought the Philippines internet with you. Yeah, I know, right? What happened? It's weird. But I'll be fair. This, like they said, it's a brand new apartment, so there might be some hiccups. So this might be one of them. Now you're froze and refresh your browser. All right, guys, let's end it here because this might be an issue going forward. Thank you all for being here. I will see you guys in the next one. Please consider becoming a member of the channel. That'll mean a lot to me. It's a direct assistance to maintaining what I'm doing. If not, then I'll see you guys in the next video, which should be tomorrow night. It's a little bit different than the usual. So see you guys then. Bye. See you guys.